Hey friends, welcome back to She's At It Again. We're going to give you 6 hacks, and I know we've done this before, different number, different hacks, especially for the warm weather months, but it's turning off cold now, so we want to give you some helpful hints for that. This has nothing to do with cold weather really and truly, but I use my slow cooker a lot. I have small slow cookers, I have large slow cookers, and I have medium slow cookers, and if you're like anything like me, sometimes you start to put something in there and you think, oh, is that going to hold it? So here's my hack for this. Take a Sharpie or some kind of marker and write down the volume of how much your slow cooker holds. This one holds 6 cups. I think I have one that holds maybe a couple of quarts, maybe one that holds 4 or 6 quarts. I don't know. I have it written on the back of all of them though. So all my slow cookers, I know what the volume is. You don't want to put too little in there because it cooks ideally when you have the right volume in there. So don't overfill it, don't underfill it, but write the volume down so you're not just guessing at that. So on to hack number 2. All right, hack number 2. When you start feeling ill or anybody in your family starts feeling ill, whether it's flu because it's supposedly flu season right now, or a cold or just anything being run down, the first thing you want to do other than get them to rest is provide some hydration for them. Now, the first thing you're going to think to go to is water. If you're used to doing this, you're probably going to think of a sports drink. Let me stop you right there. The last thing your body needs at that point is some sugar and some artificial color, so let me encourage you to do this. If you'll keep on hand coconut water of any kind, these are just 2 different brands that we have in the pantry. These come in a 12-pack. These are little Tetra packs that it's sealed until you unscrew the lid, but then you can seal it back up to put in the refrigerator. This, and if you don't like the flavor of just coconut water, feel free to add fruit juice to it. This is our favorite. This is Santa Cruz Orange Mango, and I could just tip this up and drink it by itself. But this, a little bit of this, added to coconut water, this is what it feels like to me. When I'm not feeling good and I don't even realize I'm dehydrated because my brain's not working right, I start drinking this and it feels like I can imagine myself being a balloon and I'm totally deflated just laying on the ground, and all of a sudden I feel like someone has inflated me again. I feel rehydrated, rejuvenated, and it gives you enough energy to move on and start the healing process. But hydration is so important, and I think we sometimes forget about the obvious, and that's the obvious, is staying hydrated. So coconut water, no sweeteners in it, just pure coconut water, and then add some fruit juice to it if you want to. Just make sure none of it has sugar in it. So on to hack number 3. Okay, hack number 3 is, you've seen me do a recipe out in the garage unless you're new to this channel. So my hack to you is, even if the weather isn't that hot, ideally in warm weather, you're going to use appliances that can be plugged in. Take them outside, on the porch, in a sunroom, in a garage, open the door up. Take them outside somewhere to cook, to avoid having a nasty fight with your air conditioner. But in the winter months, I know you're probably thinking, I don't care if it heats up my house. I'd rather have the free heat. Well, free as in not any extra cost. You're going to be cooking anyway. But the grease smell when you fry things, particularly things like chicken, just sticks to everything. Even if it's not your countertops, you want to clean those off, but it'll stick to the paint on the walls, your draperies, anything that's fabric, anything that's upholstered, it's going to cling to it. I can get in the shower at night after frying chicken, and as soon as I get in the shower and the water hits my hair, it smells like somebody's frying chicken in the shower, and that's gross. So what I do is I take my electric skillet. This is my retro. I don't know how old this is because a friend gave it to me years ago, but take this, plug it in out in the garage or somewhere outside, and I just fried chicken in this, I think 3 nights ago. Take it outside, fry it, and then bring your food back in, let it cool off, go out there and get it later on and clean it up, and it avoids the grease going through the air and sticking to all the things you don't want it sticking to. Okay, on to the next hack. Okay, this has to deal with frying chicken as well. You probably have your favorite breading mix, and I think I listed mine in the video where it talks about frying chicken for fried chicken salad. We will link that video in the description just in case you missed it. But this is my chicken breading for my fried chicken. and I keep it in a jar. This is just a plastic jar. You could use a glass jar. You could use a zip top bag if you want to. Keep it in the freezer, and here's why. When I get ready to fry chicken, I take whatever chicken I have, slice it however I need to. I have it in, usually in buttermilk, but I take all this breading mix, pour it into a large bowl, I toss my flour, and toss the chicken in it. Get the chicken coated real well, put the chicken aside on a pan to fry, and then the breading or the flour mixture gets put back into the jar. This goes into the freezer. It stays in the freezer all the time. And yes, there's larger little chunks in there where there's some buttermilk, but it's in the freezer. It's not going to go bad. So you're not wasting all that flour. Otherwise, you're just going to dump it in the trash. So use as much as you want to, and then all the rest goes back in this and just replenish as needed. So this, again, goes back into the freezer. On to hack number 5. Are we on 5? Okay, number 5. Okay, hack number 5 is when you're shopping for a pair of trousers, pants, slacks, whatever you want to call them. I know I was in Europe one time and I kept calling them, we were in Scotland, I kept calling them pants, and pants does not mean the same thing in Scotland as it does here. That means women's underclothes. Every kid wanted to ask me a question to get me to answer a pair of pants, and they got the biggest kick out of that. So I'm all too cautious now about calling them pants. But when you go shopping for pants, if you don't want to try things on, or they don't have a dressing room available, I know COVID shut down a lot of dressing rooms. So when you go in a store, you just assume, I'm going to take it home. If it doesn't fit, I'll take it back. But here is one of those hacks that I didn't think worked for a long time, but I promise you it works. So you're going to take the pants, make sure they are fastened in the front. This is one of my favorite pair of khakis. Pull them tight like this and act like you're measuring your neck. Go all the way around, and if they touch at a comfortable measurement, that's going to fit your waist. These pants fit me perfectly, and they fit around my neck perfectly. They're not too tight, they're not too loose. So if you just want a good guess as to whether or not they're just going to fit, now they may not look right when they get on you, I don't know, but as far as fitting your waist, if they fit your neck, they're going to fit your waist. So on to hack number 6. Okay, hack number 6, this is our last one. If you're like me, you take a shower at night before you go to bed. I realize some people do it in the morning, but for those of us who take showers at night, when you dry off on your towel is a little bit damp or sopping wet, just depending on how much water you've tracked outside the shower. But if you'll take that towel, put it on a hanger with it being damp, and hang it in the doorway of your bedroom, wherever you're sleeping, it's going to increase the humidity level just a little bit. Now, if you know anything about air conditioning, in the winter time when the heater comes on, it takes the humidity out of the air. That's the whole purpose of it in the summertime too, but in the wintertime, you kind of want that humidity because your skin gets so dry and itchy from it being so, having such little humidity in the house. So if you'll take that towel, hang it in your bedroom, it's not going to take very long at all for it to dry out, but it's going to add just a little bit more humidity to the air and help you sleep more comfortably. So we all love a good night's sleep. So thanks for sticking around for our 6 hacks, and we look forward to sharing something again with you real soon. See ya.